This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good morning, it's Friday, October 10, 2025. INEC's continuous voter registration is still on. Use the opportunity to register to vote. On the news this morning, Presidency grants pardon to Ogoni 9 national leaders and others. Activist calls for trust funds ahead of oil exploration in Ogoni land. INEC gets a new national chairman. Drivers lament poor state of Degema axis of Choba Abonema Road. House of Reps to probe NECO as quoted messages as evidence against the CBN governor. Details of these and more after this break. As President Bola Tinubu has officially pardoned the Ogoni 9 nearly 3 decades after their execution. This move is widely seen as a major step toward national healing and reconciliation. As are Felix Nwate, Barry Bobera, and John. The Ogoni 9 were executed in 1995 under the military regime of General Sani Abacha after a controversial trial. Their death sparked international outrage and remains one of Nigeria's darkest human rights episodes. Here is Kaduna Governor Sani Uba explaining at the State House, Abuja.
The only people that certainly were given this posthumous pardon and are the Ogoni 9, which of course you know there are no more, as well as the Ogoni 4 victims recommended for posthumous national honor. But there's Ogoni 9 among the list of the 175 recommended and approved.
Now, alongside the pardon for the Ogoni 9, President Tinubu also announced posthumous national honors for the Ogoni 4, Chief Albert Bade, Chief Edward Kobane, Chief Samuel Orage, and Theophilus Orage. The decision was part of a wider presidential prerogative of mercy exercise, which saw 175 beneficiaries, including posthumous pardons for nationalist Herbert Macaulay and former Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Major General Maman Vatsa, who was executed in 1986 on a treason charge. Again, Governor Uba explains.
After the deliberation, the council approved unanimously for the different categories of the prerogative of mercy. The total is about 175. Of the total, email recommended for presidential clemency were about 82. Those recommended for reduced sentence for their terms of imprisonment are 65. Those recommended for reduced sentences from death to life imprisonment are about 7 in number.
The president also pardoned 4 former convicts, including former lawmaker Farouk Lawan. According to the presidency, the report presented to the council showed that 175 inmates and ex-convicts met the criteria for clemency, which included old age, ill health, long service, good conduct, and evidence of rehabilitation. The pardon for the Ogoni 9 is particularly symbolic, coming 30 years after their death, a gesture that acknowledges past wrongs and aims to foster national unity. Still talking Ogoni land, environmental rights activist Dr. Fineface Dunamene is calling for the creation of host community development trust funds before oil exploration resumes in Ogoniland. Now, he made this known in a chat with correspondent Soebi Oruwari.
And I know that sections of the PIA that relates to oil issues in Ogoniland is the setting up of the, host community development trust. And that host community development trust, the PIA provides 3% of profit from the oil companies to be paid into that fund. So I think as part of the process of the negotiation ongoing with the Ogoni people for the possible oil resumption, they should set up the host community development trust in the various areas, oil host communities in Ogoniland. And then sections of the PIA are invoked.
Now, Dr. Dunamene says the trust funds, as provided in the Petroleum Industry Act, will ensure host communities benefit directly from oil operations and help prevent renewed conflicts.
Issues around youth is being taken care of. The PIA is being implemented to the later. The host community development trust is in place. I think that the youth will even be too busy away from going to vandalize the pipeline. Today in the Ogoni area, there is a drastic reduction in the area of pipeline sabotage because the hydrocarbon pollution remediation project that is carrying out the Ogoni environmental remediation is already engaging a lot of youth who are now busy away from pipeline vandalism, crude oil theft, illegal refineries, and environmental pollution.
Now, he also warns Nostra to step up oversight and hold oil companies accountable when they fail to comply with compensation and remediation provisions in the law.
It is their responsibility to hold the oil companies responsible whenever there is a spill resulting from equipment failure after they have carried out the joint investigation VCJIV and the report is available. So I think the regulators should work with communities and ensure that the multinational oil companies or indigenous companies operating in Niger Delta are held accountable. Like the regulators should always work and ensure that the indigenous companies or multinational oil companies that have contributed to any environmental infractions are held accountable.
In a related story, stakeholders from Korokoro community in Thai local government area have rejected a reported meeting calling on the Thai people to take a separate stand on oil resumption in Ogoniland. Speaking with our correspondent Mekotoka, chairman of the Korokoro Progressive Forum, Hyson Dike, said the community fully supports the position of the Ogoni Dialogue Committee led by Professor Dom Baridum and Archbishop Ignatius Kati.
We were surprised to hear about a meeting purported to have been held in the palace of His Royal Majesty King Samuel Elene, asking the Thai people to go solo on the issue of oil resumption in Ogoniland. As Korokoro people, the largest oil-bearing community in Thai Kingdom, we totally and completely disassociate ourselves from that meeting and all it represents. We align ourselves with the position taken by the entire Ogonis people and represented by the Dialogue Committee led by Professor Dom Baridam and Archbishop Ignatius Kati.
Dike also warned that the people will resist any attempt by anyone, no matter how highly placed, to impose personal interest on Korokoro without proper consultation with the host communities.
We will resist every attempt by anybody, no matter how highly placed, to impose his selfish and narrow interest on the Korokoro people. We are asking the general public and the entire Ogoni to disregard every information about oil explorations from Thai. There is nothing like oil exploration in Thai. There is nothing like Thai oil. The people that own the resources are the Korokoro people, and we stand with the Ogoni people.
We also want to let the general public know that in course of this oil resumption, Korokoro is not for sale.
Now, let's talk politics. The Independent National Election Commission now has a new national chairman, Professor Joash Ojo Amobiton, a senior advocate of Nigeria. Now, the National Council of State approved his nomination on Thursday after President Bola Tinubu presented him to fill the vacant position left by Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. In line with the Constitution, the President will now forward Professor Amobiton's name to the Senate for screening. Professor Amobiton hails from Kogi State and currently serves as Deputy Vice Chancellor of the University of Jos and also a Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council of Joseph Ayo Babalola University in Osun State. Let's come back here in Port Harcourt now, where concerns are growing over flash flood in part of the city. Now, residents of Woji and Ava Road in GRA Phase 3 are calling on the state government to clear major canals to prevent flood water from entering their homes during heavy rain. They spoke to our correspondent, Nanda Samwala.
When once there is a rainfall in Port Harcourt, you can't pass here. This GRA is not a kind of business area. If government can help, I'm channeling these things into this canal as at Amici Drive. It would be nice.
They need to raise the gutter. I believe the gutter is not deep enough. Raise the road. The road is very down.
They will not see anywhere to put legs. Some people scared of maybe to enter gutter. Flood is too much.
When we come like this, water flood will full everywhere. So people will not stay here. Just find where and go inside and stay till the rain finish. And the flood, the water will go inside before we start coming out and sell again. Some people house water they enter plenty. The gutter where they here no too they deep. If government come do the gutter where the water will go inside.
Meanwhile, in Diobu, residents are worried about the non-functional street lights in part of the area. They say the darkness around some waterfront street is encouraging cold activities and petty crime.
You get sometimes 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, you never on. When I light today, at least everywhere go day bright. You get some confidence where you go get. Anywhere you go to see them. Then when you know they when we are there, everybody go there afraid.
Now the street light will affect us. This job, if this street light is there, you see those bad boys, they won't be able to be coming out to operate because there is light. But if there is no light, it gives them room to perpetuate evil.
Many times for night, if this light no there, they will attack you. They will just come, you no go know. They just grab you, grab your phone. But if this light there, go make you to see them far, then take cover.
Now, some drivers at Choba Park who ply the Choba-Abonema route are lamenting the poor state of a section of the Degema axis of the road. They say the bad spot has caused frequent accidents, vehicle damage and long delays and want the state government to step in urgently.
We are having issues crossing that water to Abonima with our passengers. The moment our vehicles are breaking down, the contractors handling the construction work there are not doing enough job. The place is a death trap. Our vehicle break down there on daily basis. So we really need the government to talk to the contractor to expedite work over there in order for us to have a smooth passage.
We cannot pass with our vehicle there. This morning I tried to come all the way from Abonima to Chobahen. I almost got into there. I managed to drive out from that place. At least to talk to the Beja, the contractors, to expedite the work there, or at least let them find a solution to evacuate the water for us to have a way to flow to both Port Harcourt and an Abonima Head.
An official of the Road Transport Workers, IB Bob Manuel, says the Degema axis is fast turning into a death trap and wants Governor Siminalayi Fubara to personally visit the area.
It's very shameful that you see Nigerian correctional officials using rubber to bail water out of their house, not to talk of the vehicle that are applying that route. The relevant authority did not take any action. We will be forced to drop passengers at that Degema because we cannot apply that route. As soon as you cross that water, you go back and spend lots of money in repairing your vehicle. So we are calling on the governor that went and inspect the road. He should call on the contractors to go and do remediation work on that so that the commuters can easily apply that road.
Well, we're not done with road issues. This time, let's inform you that a civil engineering consultant, Dr. Isa Iyebweni, says rigid pavement, commonly known as concrete, is better for roads with heavy traffic. Speaking with our correspondent, Emekotaka, he explained that it's often tricky to apply rigid pavement on roads originally built with asphalt. Dr. Iyebweni advised that reinforced pavement should be used during rehabilitation works to ensure durability.
If it is heavy traffic, using a rigid pavement is better off. We know it's quite expensive compared to the flexible pavement, which is this normal using your asphalt. But now, where the challenge comes is the bond. If already you have used a flexible pavement on the road, now you are coming with a rigid pavement. Because what we are talking about now is rehabilitation. The interface between the already existing flexible pavement and the rigid pavement, that is where the failure can start coming from. But using that concrete we are talking, which is the rigid pavement, is quite okay.
Still to come, we have the latest in health as the world marks Mental Health Day in Abuja. FCT Minister gives warning after street light failure during President Tinubu's return to the city. We have details coming up shortly. Stay with us.
The Elders Council of Greater Evangelism World Crusade is holding her 4th International Elders
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back. Now, when it comes to mental health, it's not just about madness. That's the reminder from mental health expert Dr. Iberedem David as the world prepares to mark Mental Health Day today, Friday. Now, Dr. David is a senior registrar in the Department of Neuropsychiatry at UPTH. Speaking to correspondent Martha Okere, she says that many people still link mental health issues to spiritual problems, but stress that those affected should be given the chance to get proper help.
Recognition of the fact that there is a deviation from the usual behavior of an individual should be a pointer that there could be something going on. From there, many people, the second thing they will do is to go to churches, deliverance houses and all that. In as much as we do not discourage prayers, go and see a psychiatrist. At least get evaluation. Many people are afraid of being labeled as mad people. But the truth is, we treat a variety of mental health problems that are not necessarily seen as madness. Sometimes we may not even need drugs.
Now, she noted that while awareness has improved in the state, stigma remains a major challenge. Dr. David also warned that economic hardship and social pressures can affect mental health, urging people to seek help when they notice changes in their emotional or psychological state. The theme for this year's World Mental Health Day is Mental Health is in Humanitarian Emergencies. To national stories now, the House of Representatives has launched a probe into the National Examination Council over allegations of extra budgetary spending without legislative approval. The decision followed a motion by Rep. Amobi Oga, who said the probe is in line with Section 88 and 89 of the 1999 Constitution. He noted that NECO, which generates revenue for the Federation, must be accountable to Nigerians. Deputy Speaker Benjamin Carlo directed the Committee on Basic Education Examination Bodies to investigate the matter and report back in 3 weeks. FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has warned against attempt to sabotage the Light Up Abuja project after street lights along Airport Road failed during President Tinubu's return to the city. He says the contractor has been summoned to fix the problem, stressing that no distraction will stop the project. Wike made this known while flagging off the construction of a new collector road in Katampe district as part of a wider infrastructure push. He adds that the project will ease traffic, boost property value, and support Abuja's 50th anniversary plans. In Lagos, an Ikeja Special Offences Court has admitted WhatsApp conversations and phones as evidence in the $4.5 billion fraud case involving former CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele. Justice Rahman Oshodi overruled the defense's objections, allowing the EFCC's evidence, including chat where $400,000 was allegedly delivered to Emefiele through intermediaries. An EFCC witness testified that the money came from a CBN contractor who said he paid to facilitate pending contract. The court also admitted additional document and statements despite the defense's objections over authenticity. The case was adjourned to November 21st for a forensic report and December 2nd for trial within trial. Now, back here in Port Harcourt residents are set for a special experience this Saturday at the Port Harcourt Love Hangout with the theme Dark Room. Convener of the event, Joy Osai Onwumere, also known as Lady J, told our correspondent that the event is designed to build and strengthen family relationships.
We are looking out for families that are going through serious issues, family-related matters, marriage-related issues, toxic relationships, and of course, seeing how we can be able to build family together and bring them together. We all know what is happening today in Nigeria, where you hear a man just woke up one day and before you know, a woman decides to beat the man with hot water, or maybe the man is beating a woman with hot water. Problems are going on everywhere, and it all boils down to the family. And that is the reason for the Port Harcourt Love Vanguard.
The on-air personality on our sister station, Wazobia FM, says the hangout will feature inspiring speakers and plenty of side attractions to keep guests engaged.
We are expecting amazing people who are coming in. We have different speakers that will be speaking and touching different areas in our life. We have Dr. Stephanie Nohare coming as one of the speakers. Dr. Wisdom Osiris coming as one of the speakers. Paul Chisom is one of the speakers, as well as Dr. Ife Obi is coming in as one of the speakers. We also have other side attraction. We have music by Cheromi, Amarachi, Kelake. We have Akman Okon for comedy, Saint Aboki for comedy, and a lot of giveaways to be won that very day.
Now, it might interest you to know that tickets will be available at the venue, Celebrate Event Center, Oluwabasanjo Road, Port Harcourt, from 1 p.m. Now, the love ticket cost 5,000 naira. Just before we go on another break, let's tell you that the Rupoko Progressive Union has expressed deep sorrow over the passing of one of its members, Pa Alexander Aleruchi Opara, in a condolence message signed by the union's president, Mr. Ioma K. Odo, Secretary Elder Isaac Azubike, and PRO Chadi Nwago. The group described Pa Opara's death as a huge loss to the community. They said his passing has created a vacuum that will be difficult to fill, noting that he lived a fulfilled and compassionate life dedicated to God and humanity. The union added that Pa Opara's wise counsel and prayers will be greatly missed and prayed for the peaceful repose of his soul. Burial arrangement, according to the family, will be announced later.
This is the voice of the Center for Disaster
A Gaza ceasefire and hostage release plan with a truce set to begin early Saturday. The U.S. says up to 200 troops in the Middle East will help coordinate a multinational force to monitor the deal. U.S. President Donald Trump says Israeli hostages could be freed by Monday or Tuesday. Under the first phase of the agreement, Israel will release hundreds of Palestinian prisoners, begin troop withdrawals from parts of Gaza, and allow more aid into the territory. And that's the news, but here are the headlines. Once again, we told you that the presidency has granted pardons to the Ogoni 9 national leaders, including Herbert, Macaulay, and many others. You heard an activist calling for trust funds ahead of oil exploration in Ogoni land. We also reported that INEC now has a new national chairman, and you heard drivers lament the poor state of Degima axis of Choba Abonima Road. The news was edited by Ufoma Ewamono. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Muonyili. Many thanks for listening.